Thank you for taking the time to click on Lore. We hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe here and follow us on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/slipperysteve. We are live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Look at this craziness we have going on here. Oh my god. It is a brand new campaign. I am not going to hold you guys up very long. I just want to go over real quick. Our Patreon is up and live now. You can go there to our Patreon down below. There's the banner. You can click down.
So I can buy more of these.
Yeah. And let's see. Click the banner for that. Our link tree's down there. It's all there. Join the Patreon. Find a tier that works for you, help support this channel, and get us to a better level of awesomeness. With that being said, I am Chris, aka Slipper Steve, and yeah, I'll be playing. I'm just gonna go ahead and intro. I'll be playing Reynard Remsbottom. And we'll get into all that later. Let's go to Remy, who is right next to me.
I'm curious why it's Ren's bottom and not Raynor's.
Reynard.
Yeah, so I'm Remy. Hi. I am going to be playing Detective Charles Brickfist Slate, and you'll get to learn why that is, what it is, soon, hopefully, if we ever get there. That's it. That's all I've got.
Cool. Colby.
Yes, hello. I'm going to be playing a character by the name of Siloe Dilthan Air. And he's going to be, I'm warning you now, I'm going to do a terrible deep Cockney accent. And
I'm so excited.
It's going to be wonderful and terrible.
I've heard your English accent. I love it.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, and Bob, our DM for the Final Horizon, as a player for a campaign. Woo!
Burly Trueheart at your service. Yeah, James is shaking his head. Dude, I was this close to Big McLarge Huge.
I love it. Oh my god.
Burly Trueheart.
Is it? I would not be able to play if I didn't say that name.
Big McLarge Huge. My name is Big McLarge Huge.
I just call him Mick.
Wow.
What
a name. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm so excited to play.
Oh my god. And lo and behold, our DM for the campaign, James.
Now there's a reason for me to cause mayhem. Yep, coming out of a forced retirement of about 6 years to DM my first Dungeons and Dragons in a long time. So, with that. Do we have any other announcements we need to make?
I don't think so.
The Core Lounge podcast goes live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Not only did you get the 4th episode of The Final Horizon on Halloween, you also got the Halloween one-shot on the podcast. And then you can expect the fun little Q&A that we did last night. Chris, is that going to be rerun on Twitch at any point, or are we just going to throw that into the podcast later?
We'll figure that out. I think we'll just throw it in the podcast.
Sounds great. So you can expect this upcoming Saturday. You're going to get episode 5 of The Final Horizon, and you'll have the Q&A and chat session that we had with Chris, Colby, and our special guest, Jay, who was with us for the one-shot, and then was so gracious to give us some more of her time last night. So that's what I've got.
Yeah, and also we're still running her GoFundMe too, and the banner below it says charity events. Click there and go contribute what you can contribute.
Chris, I heard a rumor that we were going to be doing another special episode of this show. When is that coming up?
What?
What are the details on that?
This Discworld?
Something about
charity.
a PvP?
Huh?
And the charities?
Oh, my God! Thank you for reminding me. Jeez, thank you. Good hype, man. Yeah. So we have a one shot that we're going to be doing, maybe possibly around Thanksgiving. I definitely want to do it at the end of the month. It's going to be a battle royale, and I will actually be hosting this one. We're going to be pitting the Final Horizon crew against a mysterious guest player as whatever Bob decides to throw at us in this one.
Wait, what happened now?
Yeah, I've been talking about it for...
It's okay, it's not for a month, Bob. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's the end of this month. We'll be doing a battle royale at some point, in substitution for one of our campaign episodes this month, where the winner of the battle royale will have their charity of choice through Twitch posted to our link, and we will run that till the end of 2020.
Excellent.
Bob, I'll let you in. I'll DM you about that.
That'd be, yeah.
It's all over.
Important to know.
In my defense, it is all over in the Discord, but it's buried deep in 20 different channels.
It is all over the Discord.
Okay. And that's saying something because there's so much Discord.
I'm obsessed with it. Anyway, so while I bury myself in the ground 6 feet under, let's kick this campaign off. James, it is all yours.
Thanks. All right. Your various and sundry characters have been newly recruited members of the Ankh-Morpork Watch under Commander Sam Vimes. Recently, out of the academy and out of your training, you were reporting for your first full day of duty at Pseudopolis Yard, when you are each summoned to Commander Vimes' office.
Okay.
Commander Vines, you said?
Commander Samuel Vimes.
Is that N like November or M like Michael?
Samuel Vimes. V like Victor.
M like Mike.
Nice.
V-I Mike Echo Sugar.
Gotcha. Did you just say sugar?
I did.
She did.
Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Okay, so I know Slate's gonna probably be the last one to show up, if I had to guess, and he's gonna stumble in half drunk still, and yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm the only one talking, so my character's kind of a washed up detective sort of thing. He's a Loxodon, so he stands all but 8 feet tall, and he's wearing a tuxedo that he's had on for like probably the last couple of weeks solid since he tried to clean himself up and go get some kind of job. With this summons, he would be stumbling in, shirt, buttons undone, jacket probably soiled and halfway off, and at least 1.5 sheets to the wind to answer the summons.
Silui would likely be following in right behind. What is your character's name, Rennie?
Charles Slate, aka Brickfist.
Gotcha. As we all frantically take notes about each other.
Oh shit! I should probably do that, huh?
Now, Silui would probably be following in right behind and very, very clearly just chuckling at Slate's inebriation, having his own little fun. He's probably had at least a few drinks himself.
Go ahead.
unlike Slate in his tuxedo, Silui is dressed a lot like a hippie flower child, like clothes half made from like leaves and leathers and furs around his shoulders. Very disorganized. Somehow, despite there not being a tree within 8 miles of Ankh-Morpork, just twigs and branches in his hair and berry stains on his hands, and just looks like he came out from a week in the woods. He is a half-elf, which is of note, which is not very common.
All right, so I will say, Reynard, what you see before he says anything, he would be the first one reporting. And is this Sam Vines, you said, is a sergeant, or what was it?
Commander.
Huh? Commander.
Commander.
Okay, all right, so yeah, Reynard is definitely the first reporting for duty. What you see is a very tall, like not very tall, but 6-something, just clamored in knight's armor. And no, you don't see eyes, you don't see a face or anything, but what you do see...
Are you sure his last name isn't L.O.R.E?
Sir Reynard Ramsbottom, reporting for duty, sir.
Well done.
Your commitment is astounding.
I'm
already just befuddled, Bob.
That's something I've never seen before.
See, I can't see at all. I'm a gelatinous cube trapped inside of an armor body.
I was wondering when you were going to reveal that. I didn't expect it to be so ham-fisted, but I approve.
Yep. So you are just you are lime green jello in a suit of armor.
What flavor are you?
Why, lime, of course.
Pain flavor.
I baked you a pie. Oh, really? What flavor?
Trying to get my eyes.
Did you see?
This thing's heavy.
Yeah,
It's almost like knights trained for months, but to be able to wear that armor that you just tried to throw on in moments.
I'm gonna put the metal thing on my head.
This'll keep me safe.
Yeah. The chin strap is a very important part of keeping that in place, and it is currently unplaced.
Yeah, I'm aware. Working on that.
And the commitment level rises.
That has a visor that can flip up too. Like there it goes. Hey.
Your commitment to this shit is just amazing.
Now I need to grow like 4 foot long curly green and yellow hair that has like turns red when I'm angry.
Just come in with twigs and stuff in your beard. It'll work.
I mean, like
so like a usual Saturday.
What's different?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
Guys, I can't grow an elephant's trunk, so I'm just out.
Don't you even get the spray paint out. It's a family show.
I have no idea what. First of all, not even you believe that. Second of all. Okay, well, we've rambled on long enough. I believe there's someone else that should be stumbling into Sam Vine's office soon.
I'm just kind of sauntering vaguely after you guys, because this is gonna be, wow, man, wow.
How long can you keep that up before you punch yourself in the face?
Oh, probably about
5 minutes.
5 minutes ago.
I'm gonna keep it up as long as I can, man. As long as I can.
Well, now that Burley has sauntered in, the straggler of the group, sitting at the desk, a rather large desk in the office, is a middle-aged, male human, close-cropped hair. Looks kind of like a weathered boot. Wearing a uniform. As you come in, he's, gentlemen, welcome to the Watch. I'll have you know, we're the most modern police force in all the Disc. And while you are new to the Watch, as a matter of fact, I believe this is your first day of actual duty with us, I have a mission of importance that I must assign to you. What is everyone's passive perception?
Oh, we're getting started on this shit already.
Wow, man. 13.
13.
How about 14?
Passive perception.
I did not intentionally Price is Right you, Bob.
No whammies. Stop. Wait,
It's
that's the wrong show.
Passive perception is 13.
Okay.
Sir Rannon Rumsbottom, perception 10.
Okay.
It's the helmet.
The helmet must be screwing up your peripheral vision.
Wait, hold on.
Of you from
Joe.
ooze. The rest of you, though, from out of in a corner of the office, it's not as well lit. You notice a rather slight built woman, younger, with blonde hair, also wearing a city guard uniform. And as she says about the as Vime says about having this mission of importance that he needs to send you on, even though it's your first day, she just kind of goes like and rolls her eyes.
Don't be too upset, love. Believe me, I'm sure none of us are the most excited to be the ones on here either.
I think maybe she's worried about what's that word, man? Competence. That's right. Competence.
I'm just sitting in one of the chairs.
I keep looking across the screen at Chris in that helmet. It cracks me up.
Trying to get this damn strap on my gel.
I'm just like sitting in one of the chairs that's in the office, just like head tilted back against the wall, eyes closed. Nobody's really sure if I'm asleep or awake at the moment.
You're just lounging.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Locks it on lounging.
The woman
lounge it on.
Turns to her and says, "Sergeant, that'll be enough. Just see yourself out. I need to talk to these men now." So she walks out, kind of giving you all a sideways glance as she walks out.
Good day, Commander.
And as she closes the door, Vimes gets up, comes around the desk, picks up a folder, and looking right at what is your character's name again? Oh Christ, Reynard. He just sort of walks right past you to Burley and hands you this folder. And he says, "You'll find the information you need in there. I need you to. Unfortunately, the first task I have for you will take you outside of the city, which, in and of itself, may be a bit of a blessing."
Wait. Whoa. Outside the city is not a thing I do, man.
Just outside the city. Normally
smells like cabbage all over.
You're probably not far from being off on that one. Unfortunately, this is a family that has connections to the rest of the nobility of the city, and as I don't have the manpower to send out there to handle such trivial things, I figure this is a good way for new troopers to be broken in.
Broken. Whoa.
It's a turn of phrase, Burley. Just settle down.
All right, man.
This seems like excellent leadership. We have these ridiculously wealthy clients who are whining about something and they want something done about it. So we're going to send the new guys just to, see what they can do.
I believe that's why we got the look of perturbance.
From the sergeant? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, where you're going to be going is you're going to be going to Benthamville Manor. It's just a couple miles outside of the Hubward Gate. The family themselves want things kept quiet, but apparently there's been a series of murders around the estate. The gameskeeper turned up dead a few days ago, and before that it was a groundskeeper. And they just want somebody to look into it because they feel it may be somebody out to discredit or even to destroy the family.
So we've got the hell turning up dead, eh?
I'm
surprised they're even concerned enough. These hoity-toity types, they're probably just happy that someone else doesn't have to get paid as much and they can hire somebody new. Oh well.
Now, let me advise you one thing, my friend. Anywhere you go, you may want to cover up the ears.
No, love.
Oh, sure head. Vimes turns, goes back, sits down at his desk and goes, "That's all, dismissed." And goes back to paperwork.
Sounds like there's a mystery to be solved.
Hey, what? Where are we going?
I slink over and I prop myself up, one arm around Burley's shoulder. I'm like, don't worry, we'll get you there. All right. Do you know your way out of the city? I know you said you don't really do it, but it's.
I know how to get to the gate.
All right, you just keep walking like 50 more feet, and you're good.
Every word you just said individually makes sense, man. But when you put them all together, boom.
Can I tell if Burley is actively high?
There is a definite odor of burning rope.
Good to know.
Because he's not stupid. I mean,
yeah.
But he is pretty much always wasted.
All right.
So the commander dismisses us. Slate stands up out of his chair,
which just
looks over at Siloe and reaches out for the papers he was handed.
Yeah. Okay.
Burley, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, man. It's too much responsibility for me.
Picks him up, looks at him through half a bloodshot eye, looks through the pages for a second, closes them.
We're like,
right, follow along, and then just lumbers out the door.
The chair, when you get up, by the way, you just hear a small gasp and a prayer.
Yeah, it absolutely sighs and release, 100%.
You get out of the chair, there's a small gasp, and you could swear that you heard somebody say, "Thank God."
The chair was a mimic.
Oh no!
Everything is mimics. It's like that. It's like that cake video where everything is cake, and the guy like grabs his own ass and he's cake. Yeah, everything is a mimic. We are mimics.
All the way down.
Too easy. I can't do it. Okay, so I guess I'm just following the the docket and headed out to the manor. How far away is it?
It's a few miles outside. It's just like 3-4 miles outside of town.
I would.
I want to walk for 4 miles. Is there like a carriage or some shit?
Yeah.
I would definitely make sure that we divert, and I'm getting breakfast before we go.
Okay.
At least like the Ankh-Morpork equivalent of a bagel with I know New York has a thing where you get like some for meat on like a bagel with cream cheese. Never had it myself, but I know that's a thing. Yeah, the Ankh-Morpork equivalent of that.
Okay. Well, it just so happens as you're coming out of the watch building itself in Pseudopolis Yard, you see this kind of frail-looking man with a push cart working his way down the street. And on the side of it, it says CMOT Dibbler's Best Meat Pies in Ankh-Morpork.
I will get myself a meat pie.
Burley kind of just goes. Burley just, his eyes get really large. Wow, man. Not even I'm that hungry.
Colby, will we eat a meat pie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Okay, so you're going to stop the man and get a meat pie.
Yep, getting a meat pie.
Yes, L.O.R.E, grab one for me. I will consume.
All right, I get a second meat pie for.
Make sure mine is Ankh-Morpork.
God damn you.
Yes, I get another meat pie and just walk up, gnawing on mine. This is the best thing about living in a city. You don't have to make your own editing.
So you take a bite of this meat pie. It's a meat pie unlike any you've ever seen before. You take a bite, and it's a combination of very dense, dry pastry with a filling that may have been meat at one time, and now is something roughly more akin to like mud dredged from the bottom of the River Ankh, mixed with some rancid vegetables and then shoved into a pastry.
Love the pain.
Now you know what I was saying, man. Now you know.
If we're stopping for food, I'm looking for the closest place to wet my whistle, maybe with a Bloody Mary or two before we hit the road.
Yeah.
Drunks. Yeah, there's several. You'll be taking Broadway out to the gate, one of the main thoroughfares through Ankh-Morpork. There's several inns, taverns, things like that along the way.
Yeah, Reynard will grab his pie and look, make sure the coast is clear, slide the thing up, and then just shove it in the gelatin, and you just see it disappear.
Just dissolve away.
Yeah.
It slowly dissolves.
Delicious.
All right. So, our detective wants to stop for a Bloody Mary, or two or three.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, can I take some time to recall anything that I would know about the manor and the family there?
If you have like history, anything like that, yeah, sure.
Okay, I've got investigation. So no history.
Okay.
Right.
You can see.
All right. Let's see if I can figure something out.
Do you have to be proficient in history to use it?
18.
18. Okay. You've heard the name Benthamville you've heard it. You've heard it kind of bounced around here and there. Yeah, they are kind of a royal, not a royal family, but a higher upper crust, higher society type family. Recent years, they've fallen on some harder times.
Love it.
But otherwise, you don't know a lot about them.
Okay. All right. I start telling everybody sort of a little bit of my knowledge of them. I'm just like, and I start with like basically the really tabloid gossip about the family and things like that. Like things that are clearly not true but that are really funny. Like I heard that they're all actually changelings who are here to infiltrate the city, and they're slowly replacing the aristocracy. Like all just like ridiculous things, but slipping in actual information every now and then against my better judgment.
Would we need to be proficient in history to be able to use it?
I don't believe you necessarily have to. This, with things like with this family, you're talking. You know, you have heard the name bandied about.
Yeah.
At some point or another.
Okay, cool.
Just if you want to make a roll, depending what you roll.
I guess I could do that.
It'll give you a little more information.
It's just something I'm pondering on while I'm waiting for my drink, I suppose. Did everybody follow me into the tavern, or is everybody kind of doing their own thing at the moment?
I followed you in.
Yeah, so a 1's not going to get me anywhere, so I'm not worried about it at this point.
Benthamville, what city am I in?
Yeah, right? Am I even awake? What are you doing in my bedroom? Get out of here!
What I'm wondering is what the elephant was doing in his pajamas in the first place.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Okay.
So, whistle wetted, those of us who have eaten, and then I'm headed for a carriage of some sort, or whatever is the equivalent of a taxi to take me out, because I'm not walking fucking 5 miles. You got to be out of your mind, not with this headache.
There's coaches.
Great.
That you can hire.
So it's going to be this kind of day, just so you guys are aware.
Little green signs on the side that says "Lifed."
Get it.
I rolled a 1 for that check, and then just to test the die out, I rolled it again, and it landed on a 20. So it's going to be one of those kinds of days.
Oh.
There we go. You're either going to fail miserably or
succeed spectacularly. Yeah, or fail splendidly. Okay, thanks, James. So at least the expectation has been set. So yeah, let's get on to the coach, and is there one that can support my weight and so on?
Yeah, it's like a cargo thing. It's not.
It's a cargo.
It's more like a cargo hauler. The first one it pulls up is like a little, subcompact, and they just sort of go, yeah, no.
They actually speed up as you try to hail them.
He actually, the driver actually pulls the blinders off the horse and puts them on himself.
Sorry, didn't see you there. Gotta go. Got there.
Off duty. Sorry.
Wow. All right. Well, if that's fucking canon, I guess I'm just walking.
No, eventually you get one that's like designed for pulling like pallets of crates.
One pulls up that's made to, haul granite blocks.
Finally. All right. So then I'm going to tell them that we're trying to head out to where I've already forgotten. Hold on. Heading out to Bentonville Manor.
Bentonville Manor? Yeah, I can give you all a list. I'm heading out to the quarries just beyond there.
Thanks. Let's go.
Much appreciated, my friend.
Anybody got a sandwich or something?
I've got half a meat pie left.
The strange man with the bush cart's walking by again.
Oh, enough with
like he's thumbing it every time you mention it.
The man with the mystery. No.
Silly is like hanging off and climbing around the cart, singing like the equivalent of Newsies show tunes.
When I hear him doing that, I'm gonna reach back and put my hand around the back of his neck so that I can bring his face level with mine. If you don't stop that, I am going to put your entire head inside my mouth.
I don't know who fingers are here, thumb is over here, you know.
Yeah.
You.
Not on the first day.
You are, but
Reynard.
what you want, but I have a very peculiar set of skills.
Reynard Ramsbottom will be up at the front with the driver doing the whole passenger-driver situation. You always have one in every Uber group that's talking to the driver, trying to tell him how to do his job.
All right, are you looking on the passenger side?
Holding my compass.
Emerge. Watch out, someone's coming up behind you.
Now, I believe if you make a left right here...
Driver's just... fortunately, was completely oblivious to the pointed ears on one of you.
There's enough going on, I can imagine he wouldn't have noticed.
Of course, a bipedal elephant just climbed into his wagon, so it's okay.
That's just the kind of day he's having.
Yeah, you have the little Flintstones head turned. It's a living.
All right. What's that?
I'm dead.
I think you just broke Bob, Colby. God damn it.
Oh my God.
I'm dead.
Okay. The wagon itself is definitely not built for comfort at all. It's a bumpy kind of, ow. You're gonna be stretching out sore muscles once you get to into the vicinity of the manor.
Ugh. Clank, 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 clank.
Meanwhile, Reynard's trying not to slop out of the seams. Things like that.
I'm very curious how you managed to not do that. Like if there's an enchantment on the armor, or if it's all if it's like you're the equivalent of tightening your ab muscles to just hold yourself in that, you know what I mean? For an extended period of time.
It's like holding in a fart.
Except it's you.
Except you're the fart.
She hasn't left yet. She hasn't left yet. Hold it in, Reynard.
Oh
my
God. This is doing exactly what I was hoping it was going to do. It's degenerating quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to smell a gelatinous fart.
Oh, man. Talk about a wet fart? Oh,
that one's going to itch when it dries.
That's going on TikTok, goddammit.
Yeah, it's definitely a TikTok-worthy one.
Oh my God.
Okay, so after about 40, 45 minutes of just plodding along at a pretty steady pace, considering this thing's being pulled by 4 large draft horses,
Clydesdale's at that.
You pull up. You're going along the road, and it's not a horrible road, but it's not the best road in the world. It's got potholes, it's got ruts. But eventually, the wagon driver pulls up on the reins, and he says, "Oh, well, gentlemen, this is as far as I can take you. The manor's right up that way. Just maybe about a quarter mile."
Thanks for the
lift.
lift.
You see, there's like the gravel road going through the gates, going up through the woods.
I'll tip him a coin, a copper piece. if we're using that currency, and I'll say, and don't forget, if someone tells you to take the road less traveled, don't do it. And I'll exit.
Yeah.
This has been Unsolicited Advice with a Random Ooze.
Unsolicited advice from Gelatinous Cube.
I swear I'm the only one who has no idea what's happening.
I imagine that you're extremely comfortable in that state of being.
What?
Exactly. We'll just clap him on the back a little.
So ahead of you is the road, path, trail, whatever you want to call it, going up through
less
the woods.
traveled or more traveled? Because we know which way Raynor.
The manor, you can't. It's he. Well, the driver said it's about a quarter mile
James,
up,
I wasn't
up
being
the
serious.
trail. So you'll have to hoof it in the rest of the way.
Son of a bitch.
But I have to do it.
Well, I guess that's what we're doing.
Where are you? We got some work.
We can't afford any more of it.
I know. That's where it ends.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Please don't do it.
Patreon.com/L.O.R.E.
We need Patreon subscribers for just the dumb shit.
Yes.
I was
Yeah, if
Okay.
you're listening.
Our game master just turned our fucking budget into complete goo.
Did somebody say goo?
We're working on freaking Star Wars money now.
Yeah.
All right. So ahead of you is the road going up to the manor.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and walk on up.
Okay.
I shall lead the way.
I'm as we're going up, I'm just looking around, taking in things, seeing if I see like staff like keeping up the grounds and what kind of state the manor is in.
Checking to see if they've replaced the groundskeeper yet, eh?
Make like a survival roll. Do you have it? Anything like that?
Survival, investigation, perception.
Whichever's better for you.
All right.
Whichever gives you the better chance.
That would be investigation.
Ooh.
22.
Nice.
22. Okay. This area of the grounds, as you are coming in, is pretty overgrown.
Right at home.
The little road leading up through, it's just gravel. But even that, you can tell it doesn't look like it's seen a whole lot of passage. Anybody going in or out lately? There's no fresh like horse like hoof marks, wheel marks from carriages or wagons, anything.
No cart trails. Okay.
Raynard will push himself forward to the front of the group. Careful, friendos! There could be danger afoot. And I pull out my axe and just take the charge to stand in front to kind of be the protector.
Happily allowing him.
Okay.
I can't see anything, but I smell danger.
There you go. Damage magnet.
I am kind of what is it? Jack Sparrow, like swaying as I walk along behind, like almost stumbling. Not drunk, just it's how he walks.
As opposed to Breakfast, who is stumbling because he's drunk.
Yep.
You so silly.
He can. At this point, he's spent enough time under the influence that he can pass as sober for the most part.
He's a high-functioning drunk.
He's a high-functioning alcoholic. Let's just be real. But yeah, when we get up to the door, does it seem like anybody's there?
Well, you get up to the doors of the manor itself, and the manor itself is pretty impressive. Think like 17th century French chateau.
It's like my mom's place.
It's got the big, huge, iron-bound oaken doors with the giant iron knockers on it. That's what she said.
You're laughing in character.
Yeah, man. He said knocker.
There are gargoyles, along the parapet, along the parapet, just below the roof.
Well, that raises an extremely important question. Then, is the sun still up?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Burley, stop playing with the knockers.
But man, they're so shiny and like knockers.
Anyway, knocking on the door with my hand, since someone's fondling the knockers.
This is never gonna stop.
Bad, Burley. Bad.
Ow, man. Ow.
You stand there after you pound on the door. You stand there for a few moments before you hear the latch being lifted. The door swings open, and there's this tiny little woman, about 4.5 feet tall, with just almost snow white hair. She looks like she's using the door to basically hold herself up at this point. And she sits there and she goes, looks straight out the door towards you and goes, "Damn kids always playing jokes," and starts to close the door.
I'm gonna reach my hand up and grab a hold of the door. Sorry to bother you, ma'am.
It appears we have a damsel in distress.
We're with the watch. Came out to find out what the problem is.
What? Speak up. What?
The watch!
This bony finger comes out through the door and just pokes Brickfist straight in the ribs and goes, "You
more than me.
Quit playing games."
She sounds old.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean back and let her shut the door.
She stands there for a moment and she grumbles and closes the door.
Well, I've had enough of this already.
I lean back and I just start shouting, "Anybody else younger than 300 here?"
Yeah,
You're an asshole, you know that, right?
Oh, you
I
weren't.
haven't claimed to be anything else.
You weren't talking to us. Okay.
Burley raises his hand. I am.
Yes, thank you, Burley.
No, I was. Oh, now I'm
What?
confused.
I'm sorry. Brickfist, did you call Silly a butthole?
Yes, I did. No, I called him an asshole.
Well, that's negative. You should try using more positive words with your friends.
Okay. He's a spectacular asshole.
We'll work on that.
He takes a bow.
I'm gonna start looking around for the groundskeeper and or gatekeeper, hut, shack, office, whatever they might have.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look for some clues. I'm not dealing with.
Start walking
Dusty-
around
Dusty here.
the manor itself.
What's that?
You're going to be walking around the manor itself. Okay.
Same thing.
So
I'm
so
just
breakfast
enjoying
is
all
off.
of the overgrown grounds. Feels like home.
Well, up here closer to the manor house itself, it's in pretty good shape. It's a little rough, but the hedges are trimmed. The grass is fairly well trimmed. The manor house itself seems to be in a pretty good state of repair. You can see lights in the windows.
All right. I'm just gonna walk up to one of the windows and start tapping.
Okay. So Sylvie is tapping on windows.
Yeah, just like, hello, hello.
So, what? God damn it! Would you like an investigation check or something just to try? I'm trying to pick up.
Sure.
I wanted to look in the areas. We know the gameskeeper and the groundskeeper were the reported murders. So I just want to look and see if there was something that had been overlooked or some clue as to what had happened to them. I suppose I'll try for an investigation check. According to my character sheet, I have advantage.
Okay.
So I guess that's just a static thing that I have. I don't fucking know. This is a decent roll. That wasn't. So 14.
14. Yeah, as you come around, you walk around the left side of the manor house.
Okay.
You actually see there is a smaller outbuilding directly off the back corner of the house. There's gardens, vegetable gardens, things like that, and you can see that there is smoke coming out of the chimney of the smaller building, and you can hear the clatter of you can hear like some clatter from inside. It sounds like somebody possibly working.
Okay, so then I'm gonna walk up and as gently as I can, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay. Boom! Boom!
I knock on it and it just falls in. Like that happens all the time. Sorry.
Windows shatter. You know. You knock on the door, and just a few minutes later, you see you see a man, probably mid-30s or so. Hair's kind of slicked back. He's wearing a big, like kind of a big puffy like work shirt, but the sleeves are rolled up, an apron. He has a chef's hat on, and he says to me, he goes, "You, I don't have enough food for you."
I'm not here to eat.
Good. I don't have enough food for you. What do you want?
We're here with the watch. I'm investigating the murders and disturbance in the area. And the extremely dusty woman living in the manor dismissed us as children. I wanted to look around and see, are you the new gameskeeper, the new groundskeeper?
No, I'm the cook.
You're the cook.
Also the DM.
So what can you tell me about what's been going on?
Unless it's happened up in this kitchen, I couldn't tell you anything. You need to talk to the people in the house. The woman who answered the door, that was Sally. She is the maid. She is blind as a bat.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Huh.
My name is
That's not blind.
Slate. What's your name?
My name is Renee.
Renee the cook, huh?
Renee the cook.
Renee.
I'm just a cook.
Yes.
What was the name of the maid?
Sally. Can I make an insight check to make sure that cook is telling me the truth?
Sure.
That if it didn't happen in the kitchen, he doesn't really know. Fuck. Hold on, I lost my die. It's gone.
I really get this chin strap.
It's gone.
That's dedication. Still going.
The hole is somewhere.
Where did the die roll to?
Oh, it didn't go under my desk. It went behind my chair. Anyway,
Wow.
Oh, that's a decent roll. So for insight, that's going to give me 22.
Yeah, he's not lying to you.
Okay.
He pretty much is stuck in this building.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to be poking around a little bit. There's a couple more of us out here, but it sounds like if it's not happening in your kitchen, you don't seem to give half a shit. So I will let you go back to your job. Sorry for bothering you.
Yeah, I don't have enough food for you. And he closes the door.
You're barely enough food for me. And then I'm going to go off and we're going to keep looking around.
You're going to try to cook. Okay. Colby, you are tapping on the windows.
He's tapping on windows.
Yeah. Just seeing if anybody like notices and comes out.
Well, eventually what happens is you see the old woman again come over, and she looks out the window, and she goes, and she looks right at you, but you can see her eyes are so cataract over that she probably can't see past the end of her nose. She sits there and she looks out the window, and she kind of turns and walks away. When she comes back, she's got one of those old spray things, with the can on the bottom. And she opens the window right in front of you and starts spraying it out the window.
Sally was it? Sally.
Damn fairies! And on the side of the can, there's a thing that says "Baby Gone."
Baby gone.
Does that have an effect on me?
Give me a Constitution check.
Oh no!
I love it.
James, I just got this strap on and you're making me laugh my helmet off already.
10?
A 10?
Yeah.
It makes your eyes burn, your nose run.
I look like
it's kind of like getting hit in the face with like light strength mace.
I look like I'm as high as Burley.
Good job, man. Good job.
You look like you just walked out of a tear gas chamber. You're just kind of going like,
oh, you're right, cunt, aren't you? And can I try to like swat the thing out of her hands or something?
She's already turned back into the thing. She hits you as soon as she heard you start gagging and coughing. She goes, "That'll teach you, you dirty fae," and she just like closes the window and wanders off.
Damn it! All right, I'm going to blearily make my way back to the group.
Reynard and Burley, you see Silhouette coming back over from the window, just, eyes are red and watering and snot running down his face. He's just sort of...
Wow, man, what happened to you?
Old woman's a bitch.
You want some of my herb?
No, I don't think that would help right now.
Right, man.
I don't think it would be any good. Not for me.
I always find it dries up my boogers.
Yes, don't get that anywhere near me.
Don't get it near the gelatinous cube.
You're gonna dislocate the cube.
He's a booger in armor.
It's... Oh, wow, man. I didn't... Oh, I'll put it away. Do you even breathe or anything? Or is it... You just kind of... Wow.
I can... What? What's so amusing, Burley? We've known each other for quite a while now.
Yeah, but I never stopped to think about what you really are, man.
What
Well,
really are any of us?
That is kind of a deep burn.
You're blowing my mind. It's so...
You mean you've never seen this? Black.
Ah! Bad trip. Strawberries.
Yeah, he pulls up the helmet, and it's just basically a featureless blob with like a dissolving Dibbler meat pie.
Even worse.
Oh my god.
Yeah, at this point, Silly's just going to grumpily start looking around the ground, seeing if he can find anything like, I don't know, one of the sites where the bodies were found.
Oh, you mean like what I'm doing presently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like actively investigating things.
Yes.
I was trying to investigate things. I got sprayed in the face with bear mace.
Silly, come here for 1 second.
It was Fey mace.
You see on Reynard, he has like a utility belt, a coin pouch with all the coins sorted in their individual slots, a Boy Scout pocket knife, a compass, and then like a little canteen and a little type mock med kit. He pulls out like a little, fumbles with it because of armor, and pulls out like a moist towelette. And just starts dampening Silly's eyes. Just, here you go, friendo. Careful next time.
It's equivalent of lay on hands.
Right?
Lay on hands is just a moist towelette.
I love it.
God damn it.
Lay on slime.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
But what is the towelette moistened with? Is it moistened with his own like gelatinous cuteness? Because what that means
it better
is that
not be
slowly digesting Siloui's face.
Right. No, it probably. I would imagine it just
Or would
pure
that
alcohol.
Or would that be what's the necromantic spell?
What if I told you, Brickfist, you might try to drink it?
Oh!
Breakfast isn't even there, you dink.
Yeah.
So Breakfast is looking for any of the sites where the attacks took place.
Yes.
So is Louis after he gets his moist towelette in the eyes.
It doesn't help. It makes it worse.
It's like a Permani post sandwich wipe, little hand wipe.
There you go.
Permani
Sandwich.
Instead of alcohol, it smells like Dijon.
There you go. Okay.
Delicious.
Reynard with the sleeping kitty behind him. And don't tell me, hold on. And Burley, what are you doing?
Burley is just kind of looking at. He's never had any training. He isn't good with people. He's just kind of, sauntered vaguely through his life to this point, and smoked a lot of weed and failed every class he ever took at 6 or 7 of Ankh-Morpork's more prestigious institutions of higher learning, including both the Unseen University and the Assassin's Guild. And so he's just kind of like, I don't know what's going on, and it smells an awful lot like cabbage, but
Brian Foster?
I think I'll. Whoa. So is there anyone like around right now? Is it just me and the cube, or the suit of armor?
You and the cube right now.
Yeah, because I went off investigating too.
Because
or Remy, your breakfast is more or less around the back of the manor house right now.
right.
Yes.
Colby, what's your character's name? I'm sorry.
Silly.
Silly.
Sillui.
Like silhouette, but not.
But more silly.
Silly
Yes.
is closer than you think.
Silly silhouette.
So
Right.
are you going to go back around the back of the manor also, or are you going somewhere else?
I'm gonna go I'm gonna try to find the area that seems to have been worked on most recently, checking the edges of the hedges and whatnot, trying to find where the groundskeeper would have been working on.
Are you just trying to rhyme random things?
The edges with the hedges.
To ram rhyming things?
No.
Pellet with the poisons, and the vessel with the pestle. The chalice of the palace holds brew that is true. Wow,
Okay,
none of you. Okay. Danny K, the Jester. Really?
Sorry.
I was
All right.
distracted.
Man.
Kobe, give me a perception roll.
All right.
You're killing me, man.
Sorry.
I love it. Chris, you're murderizing me.
14.
14. Okay, you're walking along the hedgerows that mark the road up to the manor proper, and as you're going along, you're looking, but you notice through the hedges, you can see a small trail behind the hedges going off across the property.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out, I found a path. I'll be back in a bit. Just so that everyone
Did I
roughly
hear
knows.
him?
Just so everyone roughly knows where I am.
Being behind the manor, you might not have. What's your passive perception?
14.
You hear him yelling something, but you can't make it out real well.
So I'm gonna kind of do one of these things. What?
Marco!
Alfonso!
Riviera!
Whatever. No. Okay. So, what about Burley and Reynard? You hear Sylvie saying he found a path. He's going to be following it off across the property.
I go.
Do you think we should go and find them, man?
Of course, they are friendos. We must protect them all.
Right. Let's go! Woo!
Okay. So Reynard and Burley are going with Sylvie.
Burly do. Where are you?
Yeah, we're doing that thing with our legs just turning the.
All right.
Yoinks, Scoob! New voice for the rest of the show!
Oh, no! You were already like 50% there.
Right,
As you are walking along behind the manor house,
Yes.
there are several smaller outbuildings, stables, things like that back there. And as you're poking along, you hear a door to the manor house behind you open. You hear the latch lift and the door kind of open.
Okay.
And when you turn around, there is a man and a woman coming out, both in their probably 50s or so, well dressed, dressed in riding attire, and carrying bridles and whatnot, walking toward, and they're chatting amongst themselves.
Excuse me.
Okay, you do this, and they both kind of look at you and they go, "Oh, a visitor. You must have been what Sally was on about with the kids making pranks at the door again. I must apologize for her." And the man just comes striding up to you, looking at you giving you that, but trying to be unflappable.
Sure.
Extends a hand to you, extends a friendly hand and goes, Sir Arthur Bentonville.
Detective Brickfist. And I'll reach out and I'll, as gently as I can, I'll shake his hand.
Crunch. Ow! He, after he does it, he goes, detective, my wife, Lady Cassandra Bentonville.
Hold it. What the fuck was his name?
Sir Arthur Benthamville.
Sir Arthur
Bentonville.
And her name was what? I'm sorry.
She is Lady Cassandra Benthamville.
I'm taking notes, but I can't see what I'm reading.
Pleasure to meet you both. Myself and the other knuckleheads that I'm with were sent out by the Watch, and we're trying to discover anything we can about the disturbances you've reported. What is it that you can tell me about what I'm looking for here?
Oh, well, Arthur looks at his wife and says, if you'd like to go ahead, I'll catch up as soon as I'm done with the detective here. And she just kind of, oh, well, it was a pleasure, sir. And she goes off to the stables.
Reynard would like to cast Divine Sense.
Reynard is halfway across the manor with everybody else, isn't he?
Yeah, you're out in the front.
I will retract that statement.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we split the party, which I'm none too happy about, but I tried to catch Siloui's attention, which is pretty much about as useful as trying to catch Sam.
Theater of the mind, not so good in jail. Oh, he just got a new follower!
Hey, hi!
So, as his wife goes off to the stables, he sits there and he waits until she's more or less out of earshot, and he says, Detective, yes, it was a very visceral scene indeed. The most recent was the gameskeeper. He was supposed to be bringing in a deer for dinner the other day, and well, when he didn't show up, we went out to look for him, and when we found him, he had been disemboweled.
The deer or the man?
Yes.
So the gameskeeper hunting for a deer was discovered disemboweled?
Yes.
And how long after he had departed to find the deer?
Yes.
Oh, a few hours.
I see. And what can you tell me about the groundskeeper?
The groundskeeper, well, he was found hanging from one of the trees by his own entrails.
So whatever or whomever is doing this enjoys playing with guts.
It would seem.
All right. Did you hear anything? See anyone suspicious? Anything that we can go off of?
Well, it's going to sound strange, I know, but my family is cursed.
That doesn't sound so strange.
Well, you see...
I'm literally a talking elephant.
This is true.
Sorry, I broke the fourth wall. I retract that statement.
Well, you see, Detective, my family has always been plagued by the Hound of the Benthamvilles.
The Hound of the Benthamvilles.
Yes, it's a demonic hellhound that's plagued my family for generations.
Okay.
And at this point, I can already see the God damn it in Bob's face.
No, don't worry, I'm there too.
Me, Judge? Me? Never?
And what evidence do you have that this hellhound plagues you?
Well, first would be the howling at night that comes from the moors just off to the south of off to the rimward side of the property. And second would be the ruddy gray teeth marks that we found in both the bodies.
You didn't think to mention the teeth marks when you were telling me about them being okay.
Well, being a detective, I assumed that you read the dossier that Commander Vines no doubt gave you.
Unfortunately for you, those assumptions are not well-founded. What else tells you that it might be this hellhound?
Well, there's also the paw prints that we found.
And are you some form of hunter, tracker by trade?
Well, no, but it's pretty easy to tell the difference between a footprint and a paw print.
That's a fair point. It may not be so easy to tell a paw print from a hellhound from another form of canine, which would have been my point. Okay, I've got some information to go off of here. Do you find it wise for you and your wife to be out and about while this beast may be on the loose? His voice is getting very difficult to do, by the way.
Well, during the day, it's relatively safe. But once the sun goes down, then we have to make sure that everyone is safely inside the manor and their respective homes.
And what else can you tell me about the surrounding area or your predilection for attacking things in the night, as it sounds like myself and my companions may have to remain on the grounds for the foreseeable future?
Well, we'd be happy to allow you to stay here. You can stay in the manor if you'd like. As far as the grounds themselves, well, they go on for several miles in all directions. All the way from the road where you no doubtedly came in to several miles behind the manor and several miles to either side.
Who else is currently on your staff in the area besides the weird cook?
Well, yes, that would be Renee. There's Sally.
Oh, I've met Sally.
Say again?
I've met Sally.
Oh, yes. I, again, apologize for Sally. But she's been with us. She's been with us since my grandfather, and I just don't have the heart to let her go.
Yes, I imagine she's been in the manor since the dawn of time.
We're pretty sure she came with the Foundation.
Yes, exactly.
But
Yonder is a servant of my father.
He was grandmothered in.
there we go.
Oh.
That's good.
All right, we're done. See ya.
That's it. That's the game. We peaked.
That's game. We peaked. See ya. No. Well, there's Sally. There's Renee. Well, there was Jacques, but of course he's dead now. He was the gamekeeper.
Where is Jacques' body now?
I'm assuming probably in a grave somewhere.
You're assuming.
Yes, since we turned him over to an undertaker.
So an undertaker came and took the body.
Undertook.
Undertook the body. Good.
Yes.
And the other one?
And then Claude, the groundskeeper, he again also is probably buried in a grave somewhere.
So then we have Jean and Cloud. Is there a Van Damme nearby?
That would be along the river, just that way.
Anyone else working the grounds presently?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
So we are looking for a new groundskeeper, if you would know anyone.
What
I'll
about
keep
North?
it in mind. I'm gonna head into the manor and wait for the rest of the group that I came with to return with nothing. And if you could just point me in the direction of the bar, I'll make myself useful, and we'll hang out here until night and deal with this hellhound issue.
Very good. If you go through the doorway here, you're going to go directly straight ahead. Once you get there, you're going to go 2 doors to your left. At that door, you're going to just pass that one by completely to the next one on the right. And then you'll turn in that doorway. That doorway will then take you into the foyer, which means you'll then have to cross the foyer, go to the next doorway, in which case you'll go 2 doors down to your left, and that will be the bar.
Enjoy your ride. I'm gone. It's like he was trying to be very detailed and specific, but then also was too detailed and specific.
Yep.
All right, I got the information I needed. I'm gonna go get plastered while I wait for everybody else to show up.
Okay, so while that was going on, Silouie, Reynard, and Burley, God help us all, are wandering through the woods. You follow this little trail. It looks like a hunter's trail, basically. Okay. So you're following that. You follow it for several hundred yards through the woods, and eventually it comes into a clearing with a small hut. And outside the hut, there are implements of there's implements that would be used for butchering animals. There are skins that have been stretched to dry. Things of that nature.
Well, why is everybody stopping?
Looks like there's
weird,
some sort of
man.
hunter's lodge up here. So I'm go check it out.
Oh, a hunter's lodge. Perhaps we could find some supplies.
Yeah. Supplies.
All right. Yes. I'm gonna head my way up and see if there's anything around. See if there's anybody present. Not being super stealthy, but not trying to make myself known.
Loot everything and don't talk to anybody with a question mark over their head.
Okay. You are. All right. You are going up towards the hut. Burley and Reynard, are you following or are you hanging back? What are you doing?
I'll follow.
Yep, following.
Okay. All three of you, give me a perception roll.
Uh-oh. What the hell did I do with my character sheet? There it is. Perception check.
Woo!
16.
Okay.
The blind gelatinous
that's
cube
exactly
gets a 19.
Okay.
Oh, 4.
A 4? Okay, Burley is kind of just, too interested in packing his blunt right now. But Matsui and Reynard, especially Reynard, you are picking up vibrations in the ground nearby, coming from Jesus Christ, coming from God damn it, coming from inside the hut, and also from the surrounding trees. Siloe, you are hearing you hear a branch, like a twig crack from just in the tree line, off to your right.
All right. I am nervously sort of prepared.
Okay.
Can I sort of like look over that way and see if I can spot what it is?
You can't see anyone or anything. But Burley and Siloe, give me rolls for initiative.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Don't split the party.
That's a little better. 18.
15.
Craig can't see the die.
Why is everybody quiet?
I don't know, man. What did that? Yeah, what I get? What I tell you? 18. I have the initiative, and were we wording on?
Yeah,
Mr. Bronze Bottom.
Great.
Yes. Okay. And Colby, you had what?
I had a 15.
15. Okay. Let's see. What I want to do is okay, Siloe. What is your armor class?
My armor class is 13.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Right.
I'm a warlock.
From the tree line, a crossbow bolt comes flying, tearing out of the tree line, zips right past Siloe's head, and slams into the wall of the hut next to him.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to take a break. This sounds like a good time for a word from our commercial sponsor.
If we had any
Wait,
of
I'm going,
those.
word go.
Our commercial sponsor is our Patreon.
Yeah, so stick around.
I was wondering if this
How does that work for you?
Stick around. We're going to go on a break for about 7 to 8 minutes. Please don't go anywhere, and we will be right back.
Wow.
Incoming transmission.
Name's Bird. I've been dragged through war, did my time in the mines. Now, I got pulled into sending people to the same fate. So I decided to take my life back. No more giving it away. And yet, I'm serving time for all the mistakes that got made. And not nearly all of them are mine.
Bonjour, it is I, the magnificent Pierre Pelletier. You look at me like I am a washed up actor. No, this is all part of my fantastic plan. Does the washed up actor star in every film on the planet Magawan? No, I may have some, weaknesses. The bogus sugar, making love, gambling. Perhaps I took it a little too far and got myself in trouble on 23. The Golden Hive has nothing on me. This is all part of my magnificent training as a galaxy's best actor. However...
This is your Captain Sentry Zerzo speaking. If you can all stop nebbing around and get your butts in your seats and strap in, we'll go ahead and get this show on the road because, the folks that own the ship are going to notice any minute now that I'm up here trying to take it. So, let me see if I can get this armor turned on first. That'll probably help make the trip a whole lot easier for everyone, huh? Okay, everybody strapped in? Good. Time to go. See you, bye.
My name is Elias. I wander in search of the secrets that planets alive and dead hold. The greatest mystery that I work to unravel, why my brothers and sisters slumber while I remain awake. I am a star, wrapped in flesh and wandering.
What is L.O.R.E?
What is L.O.R.E?
What is L.O.R.E? L.O.R.E is a group of amazing, creative people.
Pure, unbridled
shenanigans.
A league of rolling expeditioners who have come together to play tabletop role-playing games.
Voice actors, theater kids, musicians, pop culture fans, content creators, tabletop nerds alike.
Which, personally, are some of my favorite things to do.
My favorite thing to do.
And pretty early on in the process, we came together and we decided that we were going to share our experiences with you all.
Streaming live play D&D on Twitch.
And anyone else who wants to watch and listen and experience it with us. And to that end, we've all come together and we are all creating amazing things.
Homebrewed from scratch content.
Between art and videos and scripts and just the game that we're playing, and not just one. We have our primary game, The Final Horizon, that is space fantasy
by R.P. Davis,
but we also have other games that we're working on.
James's Discworld campaign.
So many amazing things that we're going to be producing in the future, and we can't wait.
We can't wait
for you all to join along with us. So, what is L.O.R.E?
What is L.O.R.E?
What is L.O.R.E?
It's amazing people sharing our amazing experiences with more amazing people.
Welcome to your first day as an employee of Halcyon Corporation at our Alcor 3 mining facility at Hadier 4. You must be as excited as us for you to contribute to the most profitable mineral extraction operation in the sector. Halcyon takes pride in the safety of our facilities, with 14 hours since the last injury or death on site. To reinforce safety, do not be alarmed by the presence of armed security personnel. The strikers are here for your protection. It has been 0 hours since the last injury or death on site. Have a good day, and remember, Halcyon is here for you.
Halcyon Corporation is not responsible for the death, injury, or missings of any employee, personnel, or cyborg.
Elias, mysterious man from the sky, running for star of the show.
I swear I will burn every tree down on this planet if he kill our... I don't know why I'm feeling super protective over this Galactic.
Promises to burn down every tree on the planet, but what does he do?
I'm gonna try to sneak out of the ship.
Exactly. Runs like a little bitch.
God damn it!
Potty mouth.
In space, no one can smell you stink, but they can smell your awesome. If they don't smell your awesome, they know they smell loser. Hatchet body spray smells like awesome. If you can't smell like your own awesome, get Hatchet. Hatchet scents run the gamut from awesome to more awesome. Awesome astral punch. Punch your nostrils in the nostrils. Awesome. Mega Moon Doom. Zero gravity. All doom. Awesome. Savage supernova. All the fury of a dying star in your armpits. Awesome. Not enough awesome for you? Well, you're wrong. Think you're as awesome as Hatchet? You're even more wrong. The most wrong. But don't be wrong, be awesome! Hatchet body spray.
In no way, shape, or form does Hatchet body spray assure you that you'll be awesome, more awesome, or the awesomest.
Play it backwards.
Welcome to the Streets of Ankh-Morpork, or more importantly, welcome to the Special Investigation Unit, the most modern police force on the disc. In the grand tradition of Terry Pratchett's novels of the Discworld, this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign will be a satirical look at modern life using the police procedural formula used by television shows like CSI, NCIS, and yes, even Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Reno 911. It's meant to be silly, irreverent, and maybe even poke some fun at ourselves along the way. So join us the first Sunday of each month on Twitch as we create our own stories in one of the most fantastic fantasy settings ever dreamt of, Terry Pratchett's Discworld.
And we're back. Hello there. Greetings, viewers.
The helmet. The helmet is slaying me.
Welcome back to L.O.R.E. and Terry Pratchett's Discworld, DM'd by James. We are so humble that you all stuck around. You are what keep us doing this amazing thing.
Indeed. Thank you all.
All right.
So where were we?
Just before the break, a crossbow bolt had slammed into the side of the huntsman's hut, mere inches from Siloui's head. And with that, our stoner at heart, Burly Trueheart, is up.
Where did it come from? Can I see it?
You can't really see where it came from, but the general direction, you can easily extrapolate it out into the tree line.
Then I'm going to run over to where I think it came from.
Okay. You run off to the right side of the hut to the tree line, and as you get up closer,
my rapier,
you see a black-clad hooligan holding a light crossbow, trying to pull pull it back to cock it again.
Dude, not cool. This is your one opportunity to surrender.
He just sort of looks at you and goes, as he's cocking the crossbow. He gives you the look like,
all right, man. This is my good friend, Mr. Stabby. And I'm gonna rapierify him.
Okay.
Well, okay. Rapierifying. I hope maybe a 14.
Yes, that will hit.
Will hit with the rapier.
Yes.
Stabby, stabby. 9 piercing damage.
Oh, he's hurt. Ow! You plunge deep into
How about
his part of the upper, the shoulder there.
How about now?
He now has decided to not to no longer try to cock the crossbow, as he only has one really good arm, and instead pulls a scimitar.
Ooh.
So he's determined to die.
I see. Yeah. Yep, it appears so.
Okay. So
well, that's it. That's my turn. I got nothing else I can do.
There you go. Siloey, you're up.
Well, that's just inappropriate there. I see Burley go charging off and stab at somebody. I'm gonna sort of like hunker down a little bit, get a good eye.
Is that his bunghole?
And I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay.
No, not me. He's over there.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Right. Reach for the sky.
It's a 13 to hit.
Oh, just barely got him. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, all right. All right, so that's gonna be 3 damage.
3 damage. Oh, he goes down in a heap.
I was really confused because for a second there I forgot we were only first level. So I'm like, that's just really small damage, Colby. What is happening?
It's 1d10, no pluses.
The person who took the shot at you goes down in a heap in front of Burley.
Show you right.
Man, you're stealing my kills, man.
At which point from in the tree line around you, you hear a voice go, "Oi, you killed Fred!"
Fred was a dick.
You bastard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we killed Kenny too.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Hold on a second here.
I use uncanny dodge.
I don't know about that. I seem to remember an instance recently where that would have done me very well, but didn't have access to it.
Bob, if you're using uncanny dodge, now is the time to do it.
How about I buy you a sandwich from Permani? Will that give me uncanny dodge?
Oh, you don't have uncanny dodge.
Yeah, the DM
No, I don't have uncanny dodge. I'm first level.
First level fighter. First level fighter.
All right. Well, the first level fighter from out of the tree line, sort of off to your from in the trees off to your side, off to your left. A crossbow bolt just lungs you. Goes straight into the lungs. Natural 20, 5 points of damage.
Woo!
Oh,
that one was spicy.
Wow.
That's a spicy meatball.
Oh wow, man, that's gonna leave a mark.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Was that like a total of 5?
Total of 5 damage.
All right.
He got you a pretty good solid hit. it's going to make it really hard to breathe for a while, what with a crossbow bolt in your lung.
And the other one being all full of tar.
At which point you see the another person dressed all in black with his light crossbow who just shot Burley coming through the trees, dropping the crossbow, pulling a scimitar, followed by a third also drawing their scimitar.
So is that 3 more or 2 more in addition to the guy?
2 more.
Okay.
2 more.
So
At which point-
stereotypical dudes, black, really all black. And
Ram's bottom.
Go on, helmet. Kick some ass.
Chris, did you fall asleep?
No.
It's
you're up.
It's Reynard. It's Reynard's turn. You've got 2 baddies closing on you with scimitars.
Reynard Ramsbottom to the rescue! If it is combat thou want, combat thou shall get! I'm actually gonna run over to Burley and do a lay on hands with my moist towelette.
No, man. No, save it. Save it. Kill them.
Okay.
Hit them.
Fine. It's your funeral. And I will run up to the closest one and shield and axe out. Battle axe attack the closest one to me.
Battle axe to the face.
I should probably get my cat off of my box so I can roll these.
I still say we need a video compilation of every time Colby's had to toss one of his cats off the...
I haven't today, and it's always the same cat, to be fair.
Does a 15 hit?
15? Yes.
Yet. Alright. 1d8. Oh. 3 whole damage. Because I rolled a 1.
He is he's not happy, but he's still very much on his feet.
Take that, evildoer.
Okay, Mr. Ramsbottom.
It's Ramsbottom.
Oh.
You gotta roll the R.
18. Is that gonna hit?
Ramsbottom.
Bottom.
I'm just waiting for him to give us the daily report on Townsville.
Hear ye, hear ye.
I think he didn't hear you, James.
Is it
Jinx me.
To hit Reynard? You gotta look.
An 18?
Yes. Is 18 gonna hit you there, Christopher, with your weird helmet on?
It does what?
An 18 hits?
18 is my armor class.
Holy shit.
Shield.
I'll do it.
Heavy armor.
Then that will definitely hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt.
I'm wearing a fucking tuxedo.
3 points of damage to Reynard.
Okay, and as he hits, you know when you bend a saw back and forth? That... Yeah, you definitely hear that. And I just kind of...
Warbles perturbedly.
That shall be retaliated.
Our second is going to...
Warbles perturbed.
He's going to swing at Siloe and whiff big time.
Cat
I'm
number
really
2.
not good at this. I'm not a difficult man to hit.
He takes a swing and misses horribly. because the scimitar betrayed him.
Look, perhaps
warble, perturbed.
Banditry does not seem to be your forte. Perhaps basket weaving would be more your speed.
Are you a bard? Are you about to use vicious mockery? Because it sounds an awful lot like it.
I'm about to use fuck him up.
All right.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yes, the new 5e feature.
There's one like near me and stuff, so I'm gonna stab him.
Okay.
With my rapier. That's a dirty 20. For ghetto crit, 13 piercing damage.
Oh, the unhurt one goes down in a heap. The one that just whiffed his shot. And so it goes down and he pierced through the heart by a rapier.
I'm going to use my second wind.
Nice.
Because I may be crazy, but I ain't dumb. So yeah, y'all carry on. That's my turn.
Okay.
All right.
Next up, Silouie.
All right. As I said, you're all quite bad at this. Let's see. And I'm going to cast Charm Person on the remaining guy.
Wow.
Okay.
Talk about winning your hearts and minds.
All right. So yep, I need a how do I? Doesn't let me read the spell. There it is. All right. Yep. I need a Wisdom saving throw. Does so with advantage because we are fighting.
Oh, an 18. He handily saves and just sort of looks at you like,
Yep. Well, I've done what I can do. It's up to you two now.
I think.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Reynard.
Yes.
Your go. You still have yours in front of you that you just. He's a little irritated with you because you gave him a horrible flesh wound, and he's a little irritated with Silouie for even trying to play with his head.
Okay. I'll take a look at my axe and I say, I see what the problem was. And I
forgot to take the guard off.
I rotate the axe from its dull side and point the sharp side at him. I say, let's try this again. 13 to hit.
The last two dull sides of the axe.
Yes, it'll hit him.
Oh.
These guys are only in leather armor.
Alas, watch as my blade cuts through your puny leather armor. That would be a 9 points of damage.
Oh, he goes down in a heap from a mighty blow of the axe from Sir Reynard Ramsbottom.
Is he down?
He is down.
I'm gonna grab him, open up my helmet, and just shove his head in.
You're gonna Zoidberg him?
Oh, Zoidberg light.
He's gonna soil and green the guy. Okay. Guys. Okay.
Need new friends? Why not
all
join
right, so you have these three dead folks. Burley is currently sort of wheezing and coughing up a bit of blood from
Not
a puncture
anymore.
wound.
Well, I was, but the second wind brought me back up to full.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. And so you have these three dead attackers and the huntsman's hut.
Oh, man. We should have kept one of them alive, dude. We could have questioned them.
I'm gonna search them. Search the bodies, see if they have any information on them.
Oh, yeah. That's a great idea, man. Let's do that.
Yeah, looking for any notes, anything useful.
Besides each of them armed with a scimitar and a light crossbow, all three are wearing medallions.
All right.
with a crest on it.
Okay.
Burley.
Yeah.
You recognize the crest. As you
do I indeed?
As since you had failed out of the Assassin's Guild, you recognize it as these are apprentice assassins.
Oh ho! Oh man, guys, we might be in a little bit trouble.
What have we done now?
Especially if, well,
okay.
Look, man, what do you know about the Assassin's Guild?
I know they kill people, that's about it.
No, they don't. They inhume people. Because you know how when you one up when they're dead, you exhume them? Well, the assassins don't do anything so crass or vulgar as to kill anyone, man. They inhume them. They're a class act, man. You can't even go to the guild to like learn how to be one unless you've got connections. I mean, that's why I got there, because I'm an idiot. I'll be the first one to say it. Most of my brain cells are gone, man. But still, anyway, and they don't like it when you go around killing them. Ah.
Well,
Remy went bong.
I'm still here.
We ain't killed nobody. We inhumed them, right?
Non-video participants, says me.
Alright. Yeah.
Oh, man, if I graduated, I could say that and get away with it. But oh wait, it's my internet connection. My connection is unstable.
Uh-oh.
You're still coming through pretty well. But yeah.
Never mind.
So no information other than the medallions.
They're assassins, and they're gonna be mad. They're gonna come yell at Captain Vimes, and then he's gonna yell at us. And oh man, I don't like it.
They attacked us first. I was just walking through the fucking woods.
Oh, I guess there is that.
Okay.
I'm gonna, with my shaking hands, try and roll one.
Look, I understand the guild's got their standards and whatnot, but man's right to defend himself, ain't he?
Yeah, I guess, but what are they after us for, man? They shouldn't be attacking us. What are we getting in the way of? That's what I'm worried about.
Fucking fine now.
I dropped my bud, man. Where did it go?
Look, this is our first job with the fucking watch. I ain't even pissed anybody off yet, not for like a couple days at least.
What we did now, man? We killed assassins, man.
Listen, everybody calm yourselves, friendos. Calm yourselves. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation about this. Burley, is that wacky tobacco?
Oh my god.
You know that's illegal in the Discworld, yes?
And?
Is it? James? Law check? Pull out the yellow pages.
Not really.
I don't even remember it being mentioned.
Yeah, they kind of know their crowd.
The people to ask about that would actually be living in an area called Lanker.
Yeah.
And
I think we're out on the plains towards Stolat, aren't we?
Yeah, you're actually heading just outside the city in the direction of Stolat, which is an entirely different direction. But yeah,
full smell of cabbages.
These two wonderful older women in Lanker would actually be the ones to ask.
You know what Nanny smokes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Has nothing to do with broadleaf tobacco. Has everything to do with some good old red bud kind. The homegrown.
So you guys have three medallions from apprentice assassins, along with their weaponry, if you so would like.
Take the cloaks, dudes.
Yeah.
Take the cloaks, dudes, with the medallions and the cloaks and the other shit.
Yeah,
they're carrying your average.
Robbing the dead.
Average type equipment too. Very strong but light rope. Small folding grappling hooks.
Oh yeah, bro. Are these burly and strong in the arm crossbows?
These are light crossbows.
No, dude. Never mind. Dropping Discworld names.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll collect everything together. And I turn
we're
to
looting the corpses.
Yeah, I turn to Raynard and I'm like, "I salvage his rights, man."
Well, Raynard's in the middle of eating one.
It's not.
These ones.
Yeah, he's got the goal to be like, "Oh, is that wacky tobacco? Are we looting the corpses?"
As a man's skull melts in his face.
Yeah.
What passes for a face anyway?
I was gonna say that could be his left eye for all we know.
You just see. What's up? It sounds like you're looting the bodies of the dead. Are we sure that's a good thing to be doing?
You're eating them, dude. You're like eating one?
'Tis better not to waste. Not than what? Not?
You tried, and that's what matters.
Well, I ain't wasting all this stuff. No reason to let it rot here in the forest. Now, I am going to check out that fucking cabin. Since they seem so keen on keeping us away from it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, what did they want? That's what I want to know. What did they want?
So you're going to go into the huntsman's cabin?
And how can we tell? What do we look at?
Around.
Okay. Everybody that's going into the cabin and searching, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
I thought you were gonna say dexterity saving throw.
No.
12.
Woot! Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. And Colby, what did you have?
12.
12. Is Raynard going in, or is he being self-righteous and staying outside while he's eating his assassin?
I'll drop my midday snack and go in the cabin.
Okay, you want to do a perception check as well if you're searching?
Sure. Search with my eyes.
That you totally have.
That would be a 12.
12? Okay. Colby and Raynard, you blissfully are digging through things. You find various implements that you would find, associated with a huntsman. There is a work table where he had been putting together arrows, fletching arrows, things like that. With the you find various tools, things like that. You find a map of the grounds that shows areas that he's found, like bedding areas for different game animals, things like that. Places he's laid out bait, laid out traps, things of the sort. But
this will be useful.
But Burley, as you are looking through various and sundry things in a small wardrobe, like armoire type thing that's in the that's sitting up against the one wall, it's full of rugged looking clothing, things that are good to that are, what you would expect somebody like a huntsman to wear. In the bottom of the armoire, you find a little box, square box, about this big, like this, that doesn't appear to have any way to open.
There's no way to open it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But it's an engraved wooden box.
I'll bet you this is his stash, man. I'd keep it in a box I can't open, too. It's brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
Not being able to open your own stash seems like the worst idea.
Oh, wow, man. You're right.
There you go. Think through it for a second.
Yeah. See, yeah, okay. Well, how do we get it open? I got an idea.
Okay.
Can I roll Arcana to see if it's magically locked?
It's like, I got an idea.
Things are getting glitchy and hitchy. If you said something and asked me a question, James, I understood it.
Yeah. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I be able to roll Arcana to see if I know if it's magically locked or if that's how to open it, or Investigation to see if there's a way to open it?
You can give it a try.
Okay. Let's check
I'm
Investigation.
proficient in investigation. Can I give a help?
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right.
Then that's advantage for you, Colberissimo.
Very good, because the 4 turned into an 18, which is 23.
23. Woo! Okay. After some careful inspection and deduction, you come to the absolute conclusion that there is no physical way to open this thing.
Smack, 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 smack.
When you smack it off of whatever, off of a table, it rings like steel.
Ding, ding.
Mr. Ramsbottom, got a job for you.
Yes, Burley, how can I be of assistance?
Can you melt this?
I was going to tell him to hit it with his axe, but yeah, all right.
Either one works. I sit the box down on the floor, smack it a bit.
I can do either. I can do one of two options. Which would you prefer, friendos?
Number 1. Let's go in order.
Smack it.
I forget which number 1 is.
Hit it with your thingy.
Right.
Axe.
Okay, I will point the sharper side to it and whack it with my axe.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
That's not good. 12.
12. The pointy end that you smack the box with bends like a piece of cheap tinfoil.
That never happened before.
I swear this never happens, love.
Burley!
Exactly where I went.
This was your idea.
Man, it was. I'm sorry, man. I'm real sorry.
Do you know how many coin it's going to take to repair this?
No.
Well, I pull out one of the extra rapiers that we have. I'm like, here, this will work for a bit.
Rapiers or scimitars?
Scimitars. Sorry, scimitars. Would I be able to roll Arcana to see if I know if this is magic, like or what kind?
Try.
You can try.
Thought we were gonna let Mr. Ramsbottom melt it. But
yes, I can certainly do that, Burley.
You're not familiar with anything like this?
You silly fool, give it to me.
Yeah. It's weird.
Give give Ramsbottom the box back. Now I have to say, I'm holding a personal grudge against this thing now. And I open my helmet and shove it in.
Like, give me a Constitution save.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Hey, that's a 19.
Okay. You make the save, but as soon as you like absorb this box, it is roughly the equivalent of sucking on a lemon doused in battery acid.
Delicious!
So it's tart, is what you're saying.
Yeah, for him, that's tart.
Yeah. No, I mean, this thing is actually causing you physical pain.
Oh.
Eek.
Huzzah!
I immediately pull it back out and throw it on the table. Well...
It kind of, like, if you were to describe the taste, it would be a lemon soaked in battery acid, and then once it got in your mouth, somebody hooked it up to a car battery.
If I could spit, I would. Yes, now this is very personal, Box. You and I are sworn enemies.
I'm gonna look around and see if we can find, like, any kind of, like, key or, like, a trigger mechanism, like, if there's, like, something around the cabin to open it with.
Okay. Well, the box itself was in the bottom of the armoire.
Yeah.
There's 2 drawers under it.
Yeah.
That if you go through those, basically it's just, like undergarments, stockings, like socks, things like that.
Nice. Good taste.
Stockings?
Stockings, yes.
I put one over my head. Look, guys, I'm a bank robber.
What is Burley doing?
At this point, has Brickfist, like, wandered in trying to find us at all, or?
No, he's in a well-stocked bar.
I'm sitting in front of a well-stocked bar, waiting for y'all to get back to the manor.
That's true.
It sucks, but we split the party, man. Like, I told y'all to follow me.
Look, I think we've got everything we're going to find here. Let's head back and figure out what all this is. Looks like we can follow, and I use the map to, like, find the quickest way back.
Yes, I don't mean to address the elephant in the room, but the elephant isn't in the room. We should probably go find him.
God damn it. Okay. Oh, it was right there staring at us, and he said it anyway.
You know what? I'm just pissed off that I didn't go there. I didn't think of it.
Okay. So, God damn
Nicely done, Chris. Well played.
That was very well done. Thank you.
Here to serve.
Okay. So you guys, you make your way back out to the main road leading up to the manor. You're only like maybe it only takes you about like 10-15 minutes to get there.
All right. Come on back. I'm still just like tapping on this box and like chewing on the corner, just trying to get the damn thing.
Careful, silly. There might be some of
sesame.
my slime on there. You don't want that.
It has gelatinous
Or does he?
I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm making sure that's cleaned off before that goes anywhere near my face.
Gelatinous cubes. Yum.
Ew.
We're not here to keep.
Okay. So
don't slime shame me.
When you get up to the manor, now you're at the front doors. Now what? Your breakfast is
knockers.
Crashed. There's knockers.
I'm gonna slam the the door knocks.
The knockers.
Yes.
A few seconds later, the door opens and Sally.
It's us again. Hi.
Who's there?
Trick or treat.
We're here to see the masters of the house.
That was yesterday, Birdie.
Keeper of the old. Never know your luck when there's a. Oh, sorry.
No, you're here for who? The master. Oh, why didn't you say so? I thought you were the damn kids knocking on the doors and running away.
No, man, if we were going to do that, we'd put dog shit in a paper bag. That's a riot. It's a riot.
Okay, she opens the doors for you so you can come in. And she's like, she says, the masters are out, but you can wait for them in the salon. It's through those doors right there. As she kind of points.
I need my hair cut. It's fine.
Not kind of knobbly looking old finger with like a yellowy claw fingernail.
Nothing pleasant about the way that.
Ow! Damn it!
This little time.
Like a fucking nun.
Okay. And with that, she just kind of she just waddles off through the house, leaves you standing there.
All right. I'm gonna start calling out for breakfast.
Breakfast? I'm not hungry, man.
Hey, Chuck, where are ya?
Chalky.
He's extremely passed out.
Late.
I'm going
He's like on the couch, just.
I'm going to listen for the floor shaking snores of an elephant man.
Wise. Yes, they're coming. They're coming from the salon, where Sally pointed you.
How fortuitous!
Right, I'm gonna.
The hairdresser is asleep. Wow, man.
I'm gonna come up and I'm just gonna like slap his belly.
Okay, well, breakfast is drunk, passed out, and now pink belly.
Hey!
Flap his ears, man. Flap his ears.
That just feels insulting.
No, put his hand in a bowl of warm water. Put his hand in a bowl of warm water.
Burley,
no one wants that.
Burley, quit being an instigator.
Do you really want an elephant to just urinate everywhere? Inside?
Oh my god. We've all seen that once at a circus.
Is because look at how often or not that suit has been washed. We're gonna be smelling that for a week after this.
Oh, that's the kind of smell that takes residence in your nose hair.
Yeah.
Like cabbages on the road to Stolat.
Gross. Yeah. Anyway,
cabbages are an upgrade. Okay, so you have in your possession the assassin's gear. You have the box that you found, and you have a drunk partner who you just pink bellied awake. So
that face.
That's a look. That's a face and a half.
Hashtag mood.
So with that,
hey, Bricky, good morning.
Is it?
Yeah, man. You're alive. It's beautiful. Everything's
You were supposed to wake me up at nighttime, not morning, you moron.
No, it's getting pretty close to dark.
Oh.
I go through like what all happened and what we found.
All right.
Did you just poop?
Yes. So you're gonna regale me with the cabin in the woods and all that fun stuff?
Yep.
Regale.
What's
in the box?
James, what would I know of the Assassin's Guild, especially given my criminal background?
the Assassin's Guild of Ankh-Morpork is an extremely difficult guild to enter. Once contracts are taken, if you kill the assassin who accepted the contract, that contract is generally then voided. Just sort of a gentleman's agreement among the assassins. However, you have no idea if these 3 assassins were the ones that actually took the contract. They could just be lackeys that the actual assassins sent out.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that kind of loopholes the gentleman's agreement.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Anything else worth noting from the crests or anything along those lines?
Nothing. Just that these were apprentice assassins.
Were there any family crests involved here, James? Like any notable Ankh-Morpork families? Remembering that when the Assassin's Guild makes a gentleman's agreement, that it is literally a gentleman's agreement. Because there's no such thing as a scholarship boy in the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah. Nothing. No marks of that sort on any of them. At least nothing yet you found.
I didn't recognize any of them.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we have assassins, and we have no idea who their intended target was. I found out. What?
I just said nope. They just shot at me, and I shot back.
I had an opportunity to speak with the homeowners, the lords of the manor. They think that they're cursed. They think that there's a hellhound hanging out at night. Now that the sun's almost down, we're going to wait for a little ways past nightfall, and then we're going to go investigate over in the moors and see if we can find this hellhound and deal with this issue.
Seems like the best option.
I thought so. In the meantime, I've worked up one hell of a thirst, so I'm going to go tend to that real quick. I'm going to walk back over and grab myself a drink or two and wait for nightfall.
Okay.
I'm hanging out. I'm drinking a little bit myself.
Okay.
Looking over the map. To see if there's anything noted on there.
Burley's getting wasted. No, you are seeing like different areas that were showing, areas that he had stocked with game. Think quail here, pheasant here. I found lots of like bedding for stag here. That kind of stuff on the map.
Okay.
But otherwise, nothing of any real value on the map, other than you're seeing a lot of the hunting trails that can be used to traverse rather quickly across the property.
Okay.
Anybody else investigating anything else, or are we good to wait until nighttime?
I'm good waiting.
Yep, waiting is fine. Oh, what are we doing? Taking a long rest?
Probably a short.
Yeah, that would be my assumption.
A short rest?
Short rest would be great.
You've only got a couple hours.
Yeah, so an hour for a short rest makes sense. I don't think we can get
good, because that means I get my second wind back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Techno.
Zoom is a bitch, folks. Zoom is a bitch. Nobody's fault in the party. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah. It's all good. All right, we ready?
Yes.
It was all me.
All right.
Okay, so real quick, even though it's a short rest, the Reynard is going to look for a tub or something that he can take a short rest in.
Undo.
There's an ice bucket.
Yep, he's gonna dump the ice out, and then you're just gonna see the armor.
No, he said a nice bucket.
A nice. It's a nice, perfect. You'll just see the armor just collapse, and the gel, like this big cube now in its true form, just go into the bucket, and kind of like that. Fuck it. I can't make the reference right now. Anyway, so he's in a bucket now.
And all you see is
Yep, can't talk, can't hear, nothing.
bubbles coming out for. Those are cube farts. Okay, so you finish. You take your short rest. It's just prior to nightfall, and the moors are a good tromp. It's going to take you about an hour to tromp your way out there through the woods. Even because you're gonna be able to follow the trails and stuff, some of the hunting trails for a while, but then you're gonna have to kind of overland it a bit.
Alrighty.
That's fine.
So yeah, I help us plot our route out and get out there.
Okay. It is an uneventful tromp. As you're making your way, right as you reach the edge of the moors, the sun is just dipping below the horizon.
Yeah.
And from across the moors, you just hear this just long, mournful, low howl.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Zoinks!
Looks like they may have been more right than we expected.
I completely expected them to be right.
I don't know. These rich people are funky.
That's entirely fair. So I'm just gonna go check it out, man.
Okay. Yeah. You have to pick your way through the moors, across this ground rather carefully because it's very wet. You're walking basically across almost like a peat bog.
At least they're not mounted.
Yeah, at least they're not mounted. Mounted would be bad. But it's sloppy. Boots are getting full of water. Reynard doesn't care.
These boots are full of water.
If anything,
that's
he's
just
going
what
like,
they...
woo! So,
and his boots are full of goo.
What I need each of you to give me 1 minute. Who has? I think everybody but Reynard has over 14 for a perception.
I have a 14.
You have a 14.
I have a 13.
Mine's 15.
13.
Oh wait, no, mine's 13 for passive perception.
Okay, so you're passive. Okay, you guys. Brickfist kind of sees it coming first, but loping across the moor in your direction is this huge honking wolf. The thing is probably about 5 feet at the shoulder.
Ooh.
Glowing red eyes, and it's just zeroing straight in on you.
Nice doggy.
Anybody have any history with beasties like this?
Why is everybody stopping? What's the holdup?
That is
Breakfast?
After a few minutes after everyone else notices it, then Reynard notices it.
Over there. Just pointing it out.
Yeah. You can just make out this huge mound of fur and glowing red eyes and teeth coming straight at you. Everybody
right for us.
roll initiative.
It's coming right for us.
The holiest of
shit.
shits.
No.
Everybody roll initiative, and then we'll go down the line here. We'll start with Bob.
17.
17. Reynard.
Yep.
12.
Silouie.
3.
Wow.
3. Brickfist.
22.
22. All right, let's do this. First up will be Brickfist.
We need a character named Brunch.
Yes, indeed.
Brunch.
Are we still in the peat bog-ish area?
Yes, you are in it. It's the trail, the more firm trail is probably a good 50, 60 feet behind you. You literally just started down into the moor when this thing started like loping its way across.
Well, I asked because I'm like, so is it going to impede our movement at all?
It might. You'll need to make, if you're going to try anything other than just sort of a direct movement, you're going to have to make dexterity saves. Otherwise, you get stuck in the mud.
No, that wasn't my intention. I was just curious to find out how movement would work. So how far away is it?
It is probably about 50 feet and closing quickly.
Well, that doesn't help me because I only have 30 feet of movement. I suppose I'll move the 30 feet up and...
Well, then for
what's that?
For the sake of just moving this along, and we'll just put it at about 20.
All right. Then my intention is to just, walk up and bitch slap this thing.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. So I lumber on forward as best as I can through the peat, through the fucking bog, and take a fighting stance, and then try to throw a haymaker. And that's going to be a 17 to hit.
All right, you hit it.
All right. And there we go. For 5 damage.
5 damage, okay.
And because I'm a monk, I have martial arts, which I believe allows me to hit it one more time. Or try to.
Okay.
As your bonus action.
Yep, so bonus action is to throw another fist at it. God damn it, if I don't stop dropping this die. So that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Guys, I have the worst dropsies ever. So another 5 damage.
Well, you definitely have its attention.
Good. That's it.
Okay. Burley, you are up next.
It's close enough that I can run up there and stab at it.
Yeah, you can close up on it. The ground, the footing's a little tricky, so you're gonna have to, you're kind of making your way. Like, okay, as long as I stay on this line, I'm good, kind of thing.
Ah, good. I will mince my way thither and stabbity.
Okay.
15.
Just hit.
La. 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Okay, well, you really pissed it off now.
Good. Bad dog, bad.
Anything else from Burley?
No.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right. Then, Mr. Trueheart, since you're the one who did the biggest hurt to it, it is going to attempt to bite you.
Uncanny super dodge.
Super dodge. It's a 17 to hit.
Just. That is my AC.
Same. What are you wearing?
Chain shirt and dex.
He's wearing dexterity.
I mean, yeah.
Ow. Okay.
Chain shirt and optimization.
It's going to do 8 points of damage, and I need a strength saving throw from you.
Yikes. Okay, let me mark
Oh my goodness, dude.
the 8 strength save.
That doesn't sound good.
My strength modifier is -1.
Ooh.
Adding my proficiency bonus means that I have a +1 to this roll, which makes my grand total 2.
Ooh.
All right, does not come close enough to that DC 13 we were looking for. And Burley is knocked prone.
Uh-oh.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
From the force of the attack.
Oh, dear.
And had a very large bite taken out of him. Yeah,
ow, man, like, ow!
This thing's head is like, this across. All right, Reynard, you're up. You have Burley, who just got knocked down after being mauled by this thing.
Okay. Reynard's gonna run up to the thing and kind of stand over Burley, protecting him.
Okay.
I've got you, friendo! Reynard Rumsbottom to the rescue! Take this, wicked beast! And I just hit it with my axe. Or try to, which is not gonna probably hit. Sir Reynard Rumsbottom here, to sincerely apologize for the unfortunate unseen events that's just occurred during the live stream. We sincerely apologize to everyone watching the show and hope that you continue to show your support for L.O.R.E and the brand new campaign hosted by James. Ta-ta!